What is going on, guys? This is Mr. DeLorean here. Welcome to my Fear the Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 16, aka the finale, breakdown, and review. Now, this episode is actually pretty long, so let's immediately hop right into the breakdown, then we'll hop right into the review right after. The episode begins with Dwight, who has just recently left our group and everything, running through the woods to get back to the convoy. He falls and hears a voice over his little radio or anything that he thinks is pretty similar to Sherry's voice. He frantically tries to talk to her, but the static is too loud and he gets frustrated and ditches the walkie-talkie. He makes it back to the convoy, but hears horses approaching and he hides because he thinks it's Virginia's people since they ride horses and everything, until he comes up and realizes it's a bunch of stray horses. He gathers him up and then rides off. We cut to Morgan and the group outside the gulch and everything, and Morgan's talking to Virginia about helping them clear out the gulch and everything so they can live inside of it and everything, and they'll never have to cross paths again. But Virginia basically denies the offer and everything and says, nope, that place is already done, it's way past repair and we will not help you clear it out. Then she proposes to Morgan saying, just come and join us and everything, you have no choices left or anything, that place is overrun. But Morgan eventually is bent to his will and everything and agrees that, okay, fine, come and get us, because he realizes that there's no other options left. We see the group mourning over the decision made by Morgan and everything, and everyone starts to talk to each other about, like, you know, oh, it's really sad and everything, that we're about to be split up and everything. Everyone has like emotional moments. But not soon after that and everything, they start to hear horses getting really close to the gulch, and they all start to run and everything, grab their weapons to go check out if it's Virginia's people, but it's Dwight with his horses. He says he knows a way to clear out the gulch and everything, obviously meaning leading the herd away and everything with the horses, so everyone starts to plan. Everyone starts to board up the gates heading to the gulch to give themselves time to plan until the gate eventually starts to give way and they have to improvise pretty much anything because they do not have much time left. More time passes and Morgan and his crew are on the road leading the herd away from the gulch. Morgan's plan is to pretty much surround Virginia's group with the herd and everything, take what they want and need, and basically get her to back off. Time passes and all of them are having some dialogue on the horses until they split off with the herd and everything, while others go to take a look and everything and watch for Virginia's people. Back at the gulch, Al reveals to the group and everything the horses that, you know, Dwight, you know, found or whatever from Virginia's people that Virginia killed herself and everything, showing that Virginia is not willing to really deal with people. Back with the group on the road and everything, Strand and Daniel are looking out for Virginia's group, but farther on, like, the field and everything that, you know, Strand and Daniel are looking out for and everything, Morgan and the rest of the group and everything are controlling the herd in a circle on a field. But back with Strand and Daniel and everything, after a couple of minutes, they spot Virginia's people, you know, riding on the road and everything, and eventually stopping to, like, you know, I guess refuel. They see someone who honestly makes them shiver. They see Luciana with them, or Luciana with Virginia's people. Daniel alerts the group that's out in the field and everything with the herd that they can't, you know, like, go on with the plan or whatever, it's, you know, invade them with the herd or whatever, because Luciana's with them and that herd could get Luciana killed. Morgan and his group decide to leave the herd and everything behind and everything, because obviously yet again the plan can't work or whatever now that they know Luciana's with them. But while they're trying to leave, Dwight's horse stalls and basically stands still. Walker starts to surround Dwight and claw at him until he eventually jumps off and everything the horse, like, to like a farther distance or anything, so he doesn't get fucking eaten alive. He hurts his leg and everything because of the high distance of jumping, leaves the horse for dead, and strays away with the herd. Dwight brings the herd to a nearby river and everything, still believing that he could pull off the herd stunt and everything to get Virginia's people surrounded, but yet again he does get surrounded again at the river. Morgan and the group show up to help and everything and hide him while they lead the herd into the lake, with pretty much washing the herd away and sending them down the stream. Everyone gets back to the gulch and starts to argue about the decision, and like with Virginia's, you know, group and everything, to like decide to go with them, but they eventually cool down and spend their last hours together being happy. Alicia and Wes paint and everything until we cut to the moment John and June have been waiting for all this season: their wedding. They have their wedding, which is very sweet and funny. Charlie, Grace, and Daniel form their band and everything for the wedding, and basically like do that. Al, like, you know, films the entire wedding. You know, John and June do their like vows and everything, and it's very cute with them giving each other their rings, and even the rabbi gets to do, like, you know, the wedding. But then eventually trucks can be heard from a distance or anything entering the gulch very loudly, and it's Virginia's group. Everyone locks and loads, and Morgan goes out, confronts Virginia on how she'll have to take all of them together. She eventually agrees and everything, and time passes, like a long distance of time, like, you know, passes, and it's nighttime. Virginia is having everyone put into separate vehicles, so yeah, she pretty much lied about, you know, bringing everyone together and everything, and Morgan is quite pissed off about this. Everyone's emotional because every duet in this group, and including the entire group and everything, is being split, including Daniels and Skidmark, Grace and Morgan, John and June, Strand and Alicia. Everyone's being split up. Pretty soon it's just Morgan and Virginia left at the gulch and anything, and Morgan realizes what's about to happen and why he was just left there alone with Virginia. Virginia pulls her gun out on Morgan. He tries to talk her down, but before she can pull the trigger, Morgan swings a stick at her, hits her in the face, a shot goes off, and both of them fall to the ground. The bullet hit Morgan, and now he's bleeding extremely fast. Morgan backs up to the church and thinking that, like, you know, like June and John had their wedding or anything, but Virginia tries to shoot him again, but it's a fake gun. Virginia gets a call from one of her people and anything that's, like, you know, has Grace in their car and everything and is trying to treat her, but but they end up saying that that Grace is not sick, but in fact she is pregnant. This obviously stuns both Virginia, more so in the sinister term, and obviously stuns Morgan in the fact that, oh my god, she doesn't have cancer and she's actually pregnant. Thank god she's not dying. But Virginia ends up taunting Morgan about the fact that, he'll never get to see, the baby or whatever, because obviously Virginia probably thinks that, it's his baby. She taunts him and everything, but eventually some walkers start to come towards, like, the gulch or whatever, and Virginia basically gets very scared, leaves Morgan in her car, and basically drives off from him. Morgan backs up, yet again to the, full, front door of the church and everything, gives the group one last speech of basically motivational, saying, I hope you all live, please live and everything, try your hardest and survive. And he pretty much is left there sitting as the camera zooms away and walkers are very, very close to him, and the episode ends. On to the review. So this episode wasn't horrible in my opinion, at least on the entertainment factor. It was definitely a very entertaining episode, especially with the aspects that I liked, such as, them leading the herd away. That was actually very entertaining and everything. I really did like that segment of them, just the entire segment with them with the herd, all the way from leading away from the gulch to them circling the fields and everything. Daniel and Strand's dynamic throughout this episode, watching out for Virginia's people. I liked, how they led him to the river and everything. That entire segment was actually really well shot, and I like that. I really liked the wedding, segment, whatever. I thought the wedding was a very sweet thing and everything. It was a really funny, cool, and good scene and everything to have to get everyone's hopes up and make everyone happy for one last time before they were all sadly split up. But the parts of this episode I did not like is the fact that Morgan just basically bent to Virginia's will, even though it was so possible to get the herd away from the gulch, even without the horses that Dwight brought along. And even after the fact that Morgan even knew that there was a chance of getting the herd away, he still didn't even contact Virginia and go, oh yeah, you could fuck off now or anything, since we have a way to clear this place out without you. Which I'm confused why he didn't do that or anything. Just him contacting her in general, not just trying to lead the herd away, is just unrealistic. Virginia, I finally made up my mind about her. She's not a good villain. She's extremely annoying and not so unintimidating. That's the thing about The Walking Dead, and the thing that The Walking Dead gets right is that The Walking Dead has very intimidating and really brutal villains, and this show just doesn't have that. But the episode was just entertaining all around. I think it was good besides the ending and Morgan's just dumb decision. But yeah, that was my breakdown review for this episode of Fear the Walking Dead, the finale. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Make sure to tune in, sometime next week or whatever when I have my Walking Dead Season 10 Episode 1 review and breakdown out. I might start to do videos on that. And yep, I'll see you guys later. Make sure to leave your opinions down below on this episode of my review and everything. And yep, I'll see you guys later. Peace out, amigos, and peace out.